Well, and he told me that sometimes there's some new version of Chrome or something that you have to hit, there's a try again button and then it'll do it.
I hit that button.
Yeah.
Hey, Liz, quick question. Do you normally record these? And if you don't, can I record so we can share with any room parents that can't attend?
Yeah, so they live stream to YouTube and they can go to our YouTube channel and all of them are on there.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you.
All recorded.
I have another question.
Yes.
So I tried to, I have 2 sessions that have pre-recorded videos. So I tried to do a share screen. Where would those videos live that I would access? Because I could not access files from my computer. I could access what was open on my desktop, I guess, and what was in Google Docs. And that was my Google Docs, not the AoC Google Docs.
If it's a file you have to download, you download it on your computer and you would open it in whatever your media player is that you would be using. And that's what you would share.
Okay.
If it's a YouTube link or a Vimeo link, then you're just going to open it in your browser and you would share your browser window and just make it full screen.
Okay.
Is there a reason why we're not having the speakers share through their screen versus our session admins?
They're not there, probably. They're the pre-records. My 2 session people are not going to be there at all, not for the Q&A.
Gotcha. Then scratch my question.
Well, I guess the question still is valid if they're going to be there for the Q&A.
Probably just ease of use because our team is trained up on it and learning how to do it rather than the speaker having to figure it out. So then it feels more seamless as we go across. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody to the 1 week away planning meeting. Unbelievable. Congratulations on all of the work that you guys are doing. I'm going to pull up and see where we are. I'm seeing lots of registrations come in now. So we just started the paid advertisements yesterday on Facebook. We got the event, what's it called? Event industry news advertorial up as of today. So that one's going to hit the European market. So that's great. More people seeing it. Thank you to all of you who took my LinkedIn post and reshared it. We got lots of reshares on that one and seeing more come in. All right, pull up age of conversation, 14 RSVPs since this morning. We're at 244, so that's great. Keep on keeping on. I had reached out to the Event Industry Council asking if maybe they wanted to host some sort of CMP celebration. I saw a bunch of people just got anointed as CMPs, so maybe they would want to do like a happy hour and we could have a DJ or do something. So I'm waiting to see if they respond. But if there's any other organizations that y'all can think of that would help us draw in an audience that we don't normally talk to, that would broaden this, let me know. Maybe we could make some of those partner conversations happen. A few of you I thought were reaching out to maybe like the MPIs and the sites of the world. Did any of that bear fruit at all?
Yeah, the local MPI, but not the big MPI on my side.
Okay.
I did it to the Westfield chapter. I sent out information to everybody. That's 120 people.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
So
thank you.
hopefully they're registering. You know,
I reached out to and asked them if they could, sign up, share, if they wanted to become a sponsor. So I don't think people are as collaborative as we are, unfortunately.
This is true.
Story of my life.
All right, well, so let's go through work streams. I saw some changes in the sessions, but I think other than adding those new people to the Reg site, which I'm going to do after this meeting, what else is going on content? Questions, gaps?
Yeah, we're locked and loaded. We're done taking speakers. We're done changing speaker times. We're all updated. I have one person checking my grid, but we made one more change to Erica's session and that is it. We are done. So it is all turned over to Kate and her team. And I can't wait to talk with them about their stuff because I have questions as a speaker.
Okay. Perfect. Well, then let's just jump over to that one, straight over to the session team.
Awesome. And maybe give an update, then we'll jump into Carrie's questions.
Add more training because yeah, we are pretty much locked and loaded. The session team is reaching out to their speakers to set up technical rehearsals. We're getting lots of questions. We're learning lots of stuff. We're learning about the technologies and the reasons that we're having the tech rehearsals. We're having a few staffing changes that I've talked to a bunch of people, so I think we're going to be okay.
You're cutting out so much, Anne. I'm trying to hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we have a few extra people that we're trying to slot into those places where we're losing people. So I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to get set, and we're getting ready to have this event.
Awesome. So Carrie, you have specific questions?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're hearing this from some other people because my room parent let me know, but when I tried to click on my link, it went to an error message right away. And she wanted to talk to you guys about that because I guess that has happened with a lot of the speakers. And then you have to know to add your email address and you have to know exactly which path to take. So it was definitely frustrating for me as a speaker. I'm scared that that's going to be the user experience. Mm-hmm. It's not intuitive. You know, I'm scared for seeing the national meeting planners feed that day and the next day because they've been tearing these systems apart. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we're in one main page and then going to a Zoom and you have to have kind of both open at the same time is terrifying. Earlier on, we had seen some iteration where I wish Lucas was here, but the presentations were embedded in the page and it looked bomb and all you had to do was press play. So I'm wondering like what happened to those? Why are we relying on people to stream? And, you know, I'm scared of people's home internet. Like I have so many questions. There are more, but I will stop there.
Yeah. I'm going to just jump in because yeah, the issue we've been hearing about today, and it's been in all those Slack chats, that the link takes the speakers into Kiko and they have to then essentially add their email. So I'll start with sort of our understanding, but I think I have a solution. So our understanding was admins, speakers, planning team their emails would be preloaded into Kiko. So they would have to, they could more easily enter into Kiko. It doesn't seem to be happening. So what I'm suggesting is, and literally just raising it, I haven't even talked to Anne about it because this is just bubbling up, but we had talked earlier about just giving the speakers the direct link to Zoom. So completely bypassing their need to go in through Kiko. So literally they would just come into the Zoom link directly. So I don't know, Carrie, based on your experience, do you think that would have eased your rehearsal today? Would that be easier?
Yeah, but I'd still want to see what's going on that page because not only is there the chat in Zoom, but I'm afraid people are going to start chatting with me in the Kiko chat, or they're going to start writing something on that main page. It's just so confusing. There's so many ways to talk to me. And two are through Kiko and one is through Zoom. So I literally am like playing with having both windows open. I'm just worried we're making it so complicated for our speakers and attendees that they're just going to see the experience and turn around and walk out.
Yeah.
You know, and Carrie, if you send them into the Zoom room, then they can't get to Central Perk to do any of the chat after the session unless they have that room as well.
Yeah.
So where did we send them that got an error?
Let me just ask a quick question though, Carrie, because so just one section at a time. So during the event, like during your presentation, whether it's live or pre-record, you're only going to be addressing questions in the Zoom chat. So during your session, that's the only place you need to be.
Well, but I'm concerned people like me, I was chilling and playing around with stuff. Like I was like, oh, I guess this is my chat. So I clicked the chat that says chat in this corner of the screen. And I was like, oh no, this is some random, like everyone is chatting throughout all of the sessions. And then before she logged on, because there was a little bit of a lag where it was just me kind of like hanging out in the room, there's this like main page and it's like, type your notes. And it says, but it changes in real time. So I'm like, oh, I could easily, if I were an attendee, start typing questions there.
You're talking about the embedded, yeah, because we haven't.
Yeah, the embedded thing that I think everyone sees. I think it's supposed to be my notes, but it looks like it changes real time and everyone can see it. So I mean, I'm not playing devil's advocate. I'm playing the meeting planner role, right? Like we have to think about all of the ways that attendees are going to confused, and let's get them out of the way now. And I'm, as a speaker who speaks in a lot of different platforms, this one is like throwing me for the loop.
Yeah. So I don't have the current instance of Kiko open, but in the bottom right corner, Lucas is going to change the chat bubble to say tech support. So the day of, that little bubble in the bottom right-hand corner is where room parents will send attendees if they have Kiko issues. So that shouldn't be a main chat, because you're right. It literally is chat from every person, every track, everything. And then I don't know, Liz, did it sound like you had a plan for that notes page? Is that going away?
Well, so this is the question. So this is what it looks like once you get in there, and you've got all of the breakout rooms that you can jump in. So what I wanted to have on the main page is the upcoming, like the agenda for what's happening in each room. Because you click on Shift Happens, then I want this to change and say, here's what's coming up. So the question, we can have embedded tabs across them. One of them can say agenda, one of them can say notes. And that was really my thought. Originally, I just wanted it to be a shared Google Doc, but if anyone is joining from corporate, the Google Doc may be blocked. So Lucas had suggested that this notes page is better for it, but I think it just should be labeled. And we can change, here, let's see if I can get in and actually change one so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah.
But
is this, the intent there is to take notes for the book that'll be shared after? It's not a place for speakers to monitor for questions, correct?
Correct. It's not a chat. It's intended for
a book. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just, Kate, no one knows that though.
No,
you know?
yeah, for sure. No,
they're not going to see that because they're going to be, if they go into one of the rooms, that's not up there.
Yeah. No, Carrie, I think it's great feedback, and it just needs to be clear what each of these are for.
Yeah, it's not letting me do it right now live, but oh, here we go. So you see up at the top, there's notes and then there's cafe. So if you click on cafe, this is that spatial chat where you could go chit chat. And then notes, we can change that name. It doesn't have to say notes. It can actually say, this page is used for the crowdsourced book. If you're in a session, please feel free to take notes on your session here, and they will be included in the post-event ebook that everyone gets, you know, whatever that needs to say. And then there can be one that says agenda, which can just list all the stuff that's happening right there in Shift Happens 1.
Okay. And this will be the same on the front page of every track. They'll have their version of this.
That's what I would like to go create. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess making sure that people know to hit that video button, because when I go into a room, I think I'm in a room and I'm not actually in the room. Like I'm not watching the stuff. And for me, that extra step as an attendee would just like stop me from being a part of this.
Yeah.
So that's where the video that Liz and I are working on will come in handy, because we will be able to go in and actually show them prior. Here's how you get into a room. Here's how you, you know, maneuver through it. So that was my thought process on why I wanted to do a video prior. So the video will happen. They'll get it before the event even starts, and then they'll they'll have an opportunity to log in to Kiko the day before to kind of go play with it.
This is what I did with the event I just got off of. So everyone saw, okay, right there, click that. And then when you went into each individual room, the image changed, so you knew you were in a different room, and then click here to join that room. It was.
I'll take on, I chatted with Lucas in the Slack. I'll take on following up with him after this call to see if there's a way, two things. We'll get this direct Zoom link that we can provide to speakers, but I'll also see if there's a more seamless way we can get speakers into Kiko. So even if they want to go into Kiko after their session, it's still more seamless for them. So I'll take that on to see if there's a way we can do that more seamlessly.
Awesome. And then, yeah, Melissa, you and I have time to go do that recorded video where we actually walk people through. Not that they'll watch it, but we can give it a good college try.
Some will. I'm positive. Some people will.
Yeah.
And then Liz, quick question. When have you asked or have you set an expectation with Lucas on when the event site will be final? So then our room parents can go in and make sure they really understand how to speak to the various elements and tabs.
Yeah, he and I were supposed to get together today to finish that, but I honestly don't remember if I sent that invite to him. I probably didn't because I had the other event today. So Probably tomorrow morning, we'll finish it.
Okay. Yeah, if you could just shoot a note to the planning team, that would be fabulous. So then we can go in and see if it's, if we have questions, or just make sure the room parents are familiar.
Perfect.
Should
Awesome.
we move our video till tomorrow then, once it's done, or does it matter?
Actually, that's probably a really good idea, because then we'll have it looking prettier.
Yeah, okay. So cancel our immediately following this meeting today.
Okay. Actually, and maybe I can catch him and he and I can work through that now.
Carrie, do you think that it addresses all the hiccups you guys had?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, guys, is not the answer I want to hear for any of this, any of the Kiko capabilities. I'm bummed. I worry about our user experience, like a lot. Like I'm not in a good place with it right now mentally. That I'm just sharing like authentic feedback with you right now. I think pushing people in and out of these Zooms, I think the fact that I just tried to go on and it says, if your event has more than 500 people, you probably have to wait. Try again in 2 minutes. I don't know if anyone's gotten that one, but I got that one today. And I was like, there are 11 of us on this call. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just frustrated and I'm scared for the user experience now that I've tried it as a speaker.
Yeah.
Getting their link, because I just looked at my email that came from my speaker information and I didn't see any link there. So where are they getting that?
Okay, I didn't hear what you said, Tracy. Sorry.
Where are the speakers getting the link that they're supposed to use?
They are getting it from the room parents. So the running order, the run of show document has a link at the top of every track tab.
Yeah, I know where it is, but it doesn't. We weren't told to share that with the speakers. I thought the speakers were going to get calendar invitations with all that information.
So and I don't remember if you were on the call yesterday, but the room parents are responsible for doing calendar invitations with their speakers. The content team, Carrie and Des, are not doing those. So you'll do the invitation for the tech rehearsal, and you do the invitation for their time slot, and include the link. I can send a follow-up email to the room parents to reiterate that. And I will ask Lucas for the direct Zoom links as well, so you can provide both.
Okay. Because I saw it on the checklist, but I remember we had the conversation that we were going to find out who was going to send that email.
Yeah.
So Carrie, can you tell me what error you got? Because that link you dropped in chat, when I clicked it, it took me straight to the Shift Happens breakout room.
Yeah, because I think that I've gone in and I've registered my email. So I wish I would have screen captured it before. And John, we have a rehearsal after this, so I'll have a different link because I'm in a different room. Right. So I'm wondering if it's going to happen again where I click it and it says error message. You need to input an email, but there's nowhere to do it. So luckily I started playing around with buttons. I went to my profile, I added an email address. Then I was kicked out. Then I was able to click the link again. And when I click the link again, it frees it up and it works.
Carrie, in the email that I sent you, I think I included a screenshot of what I got when I went through an incognito window.
Okay.
So it didn't show me as I wasn't registered anywhere through the incognito window. So I think that if that's the same screen you're getting.
I don't think it was, but that was a difference. But I was interested that there was another error that could happen. Let's see. Deleted it, but I'll pull it up.
And how do attendees get a link? Does Kiko send, because I know when we have our planning meetings, sometimes you get an email saying, don't forget, here's your link to get in. Is that what the attendees are getting as well?
Yeah, so they should get, when we send the final, like it's time to go, it would take them to that kind of landing page where they RSVP and put in that email address, which I think is the step that you got missed, Carrie, because it was basically trying to throw you straight into a Kiko instead of saying, hey, who are you? And so there should be step one, go in and RSVP on the Kiko page or create your profile or whatever, and that's how it recognizes you to get in. So I think those are the steps we need to work with Lucas to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah, there are times where I have to log in and times when I don't have to log in.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe he set it up now that I don't have to anymore.
Well, I also realized I had two profiles
Yeah, that's
under the same email address.
And Carrie, I did get that same message about 500 people, and I just X'd out. And of course, I was trying to find this particular room, and I kept going into Kiko and couldn't find it.
And part of that is, I think, me not getting it set up in time so that it was easily findable in today's invitations.
Okay.
We're not using the garden, we're using my own Zoom link so that I can live stream it out.
That's why I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Well, and also just, go ahead.
Is it your team that's going to be ready for all of the questions, or how?
It's Lucas's team.
It's Lucas's team. Okay, I thought we had like a team of standby people too, but okay. Can Lucas jump on?
Our room parents will direct technical questions to Lucas's team, so we can, mediate or triage, but we might not have all the answers.
And yeah, that's simple. Like, where's the agenda?
Yeah.
And do we have control as to when that email gets sent to the attendees?
Oh, of course. I have to
Okay.
set it up, so yes.
All right, so let's talk about when that happens.
Yeah.
And also just to clarify, like Liz, your meeting or this meeting is in the planning event, whereas the rehearsals are taking place in the actual event.
Oh, okay. And then, so I see two actual events. There's the one I set up and then one Lucas set up, but the pretty one looks like the one Lucas set up that's called Draft. Is that the one everyone else has?
I have both of them. That's what I was just going to ask, is which one's which.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the Draft one is the actual correct one because they've started to put branding around it. So I can eliminate my original one, but I don't want to delete it until everything's confirmed. So I'll get with him on that.
Mm-hmm.
And can you post that in the planning Slack? Because I came in directly through your Zoom link from weeks back.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of different Kiko screens, and I'm not sure which is the right one anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in chat, this is the draft one that Liz just referenced. So it's the actual event site and it's called Draft because the graphics aren't done, if I'm correct.
Okay.
So I do want to go back to the whole why we're playing on-demand videos during instead of letting people watch them through on-demand. So I think that was one of Carrie's questions of having people do that. So thoughts and where that came from and what you think about that?
What I recall was that, and I don't remember who initiated it, but the thinking was we didn't want to release content before the event and wanted people to actually engage in real time. And the pre-records were done for speakers sort of on an exception basis if they felt like they didn't have, a stable platform, but that they would be there live for Q&A. That's my recollection, but I don't know if that's everybody else's.
Yes, that's correct, Kate, from my end as well.
So do we want to do it the other way where you'd still have everyone join at that time, but then you kind of navigate them over to finding it on demand and hitting play, or you want to push and we're comfortable with pushing video?
If they have a slotted time in that room, I think we need to be playing through that room. We've promised those speakers a time, and I think sending people to yet another link after they go to a room, we've already published times of when the speakers will be there. And I honestly believe essentially for the most part, these videos won't look much different than if they were presenting right there from their own screen.
Yeah.
And plus, like Kate said, 90% of the speakers are in the room at the time. They just either didn't have the bandwidth physically, mentally, whatever, to do the live portion of it. So they're pre-recording their training session.
I think this is a great test room for us to let's somebody share a live video right now.
Everyone, welcome to this belly dance beginners workout. So in a lot of my workouts, I do some moves that could be advanced. And a lot of you have been asking me if I could slow down a bit and teach you how a beginner class would kind of go. So what we're going to be doing is doing a bit of a stretch kind of workout. It is still a fat burning workout because we are moving nice and getting through the rhythms and getting our entire body working. So don't worry about that. You will be burning calories.
Okay, so how's that look? Obviously that was embedded in a page and I didn't make it full screen, but just to see the playing part.
Okay, so I'm confused because that's a YouTube video, isn't it? Okay, well, then how is it getting played through Zoom in the middle of a session? What is that going to look like?
Before we begin,
I'm not sure I am.
Okay,
So
so
you-
if I'm sitting in a class right now and I'm waiting for the speaker to show up, is it going to look just like what you just showed us, or is
No.
it a video being played through Zoom?
I can do one live. I'll show you exactly what people are going to see.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me just figure out how to share my screen.
Yes, and tell us how you
Just share your screen and run whatever video or
What's
slide.
going to happen to files, basic. Where is my Google spreadsheet with all of this stuff? I don't even have my Google spreadsheet to share. Does anyone know how to share a Google spreadsheet?
You got to go to share
Google Docs up.
Click the share at the bottom and then do
and then
it.
pick on it.
And then
pick
pick,
what's on.
you can pick either file or screen share.
Were
Yeah.
you asking to show just a video?
No,
I'm
I'm
just-
going to show one of our videos. Like this is we're pulling them from a spreadsheet. We're pulling them from the Google Doc. We have some in there, so we might as well show what the user experience is going to look like.
Okay.
I just can't even figure out where my spreadsheet is. It's not showing anywhere.
And that's what the trouble that I had just before this.
We're good.
Do you want me to try it?
Do you need me to drop it in the chat or you have it?
Well, I mean, they're going to have it in the Google spreadsheet. So I want the room parent to do it. So yes, room parent, take it away exactly how it is. There's one in the Google Doc. Feel free to just click it. It's mine. I think mine's the only one.
My name is Carrie Abernathy, and I'm coming to you from the Age of Conversation Summit. Thanks for joining us today. I am one of the content creators for the conference, so I hope you enjoy exploring the tracks today and digging in and seeing all there is.
Did you click the optimize for video when you shared that one?
Let me check.
But thank you for
Oops,
being
hold
here.
on. Let me check. Screen share.
Yeah.
Optimize. In my session, leaning into discomfort. We're going to have a really good time today. And please, if you have any questions,
That looks good.
Sorry. How's that?
I think that's good.
It was blurry for me, but I don't know if that's my issue.
Yeah, same
The
for
second
me.
one, I clicked the up.
So Kate, where did you get that video? That's what I'm curious about. Because when I go to share screen and I go to files, I get Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, or Box. I don't get anything from my computer.
So
You're
I think
on
what needs to
mute,
be
Kate.
determined is the method of which the video is being shared. Are we doing a screen share where you're essentially playing the video on your screen and sharing it to everybody through Zoom, or are we uploading the file and sharing it that way? That's what needs to be determined.
I didn't upload it. I clicked on the URL. It was in its own tab. And then I, maximized. Next time I'll maximize and then hit play, but hit play, maximized. So it was right from the URL off the browser.
And what you're saying it's in a spreadsheet, what spreadsheet is that in? It's in Age of Conversation Summit Google Drive, and then
It's in both the running order, which the room parents have, and the confirmed speakers, which Des and Carrie are putting it in both, but our room parents are using the running order.
But I can't access the running order when I do screen share.
But
You'll click the link first and to open the video from the spreadsheet and then share.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to share the document. You need to have the URL open and share the video.
and give me an example of one where there's a video, because I'm looking through Carrie's, that's why you were saying yours is the only one there, because I see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just me.
Okay, so let me show you this, Tracy. So when you find that spreadsheet on Shift Happens 1, here's Carrie's session at 12:50. Right here is the link to her video. So before your session starts, you need to go ahead and have that open.
Hey.
And it's at that point that in your hosting capabilities, you would go, okay, share my screen. And it's already open in your browser. And now it's at that point that you're sharing.
Everyone, my name is Carrie Abernathy.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
And we had talked about, as room parents, we might do another info session or demo after we have all the links. That hasn't been set because we're still waiting on a lot of the content to come in. But if we need to do another, session just for room parents with pre-records, we can definitely do that in the next week as well.
I think that's probably a good idea, Kate, because it's not so easy to share it as well as we're seeing right now.
Right.
There's a few extra steps that some of us have to take depending on your laptop or computer.
Right. Even sharing the interstitial slide, like I have it downloaded on my computer, but I can't access my computer files when I say share. So how do I share that slide? It's weird. I mean, I've done a lot of sharing in Zoom, and for some reason,
Just open, the easiest thing is probably just to do the screen share aspect of it. So you're going to open the file, and so it's on your screen, and then do a screen share, and then select it wherever you have it living. You're just going to select that screen through screen share. That's probably the easiest way, instead of trying to share files, because then what it's going to do is actually share a link to the file in the Zoom chat when you hit share files.
everything pre-opened.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. And John, if you have thoughts on tips and tricks for the pre-record, feel free to add that to the checklist for room parents as you guys are coming up with some of these.
Yeah, Sandy and I were practicing it yesterday to try to get it right.
Awesome.
Because you have to make sure you click on sound, and then you have to go to video, and it's not as simple as just
You
play.
have to click on those two buttons at the bottom, right? Sound from your computer and optimize for video.
Mhm. Correct.
Making notes of all of our Kiko questions while you guys are talking here, just so we have them. Lucas and I will meet up after this. Keep going. What other concerns do we have? Get them all aired. We have 1 week to fix it all up.
It's unrelated, but
Did we figure out music and how we do that?
Say again, Tracy?
Music? Did we figure
Oh
out?
yeah, I don't know if anybody found a royalty-free playlist yet.
I will follow up with Kristen and Ann today. I feel like we addressed it yesterday, but we didn't close the loop. I'll follow up on that.
Cool. And yes, Danielle, what was yours?
I'm kind of not really concerned, but I think that most attendees, if they have technical issues, they're going to go to that tech help within Kiko, and then they're probably going to want to stay within Zoom or ask a room parent or something like that. And I just want to make sure that my team is being used to their full extent. I mean, I'm planning on blocking off my whole day, so I can certainly sit in there on Slack and, you know, help encourage conversations and answer questions. But I just, if there's other needs, or, you know, if the team thinks that, no, you should have your whole team in there, I'm happy to do that. But I just don't want my team to not be used if there's other needs.
That's awesome. And I think we'll also still have the Slack channel to back channel for us. So maybe if there's also something going on in a room, we can Slack channel you guys and go, hey, somebody come help me in my breakout room. I need help.
Yeah. So yeah, just let me know if you need anything. But I feel like my team is going to have less things to do. I'm helping in that unconference in the morning, but I'm also East Coast time and I get up at 4 a.m. So if you need help at those hours, just let me know.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, our team, just so you guys know, for day of, Ann, Kristen, and I are going to be monitoring the session admin Slack channel all day. So our team will have someone always there if they need to escalate something or get some additional help.
And is that the only Slack channel we all need to be monitoring that day?
And yes, and you don't even need to monitor it. It's where you can reach out for help. So you're not monitoring for.
Right. And then where do we go for questions?
Correct.
Just the session admin.
Yep. Yep.
What else? Do you want to give me any other Kiko ones that I can follow up with? So I've got speakers getting an error message, and my theory is it's because they hadn't registered with Kiko yet. So maybe we need to send back out a step 1, register with Kiko, step 2, try this link, and that might resolve it, but anyone want to check. And then the more than 500 people try again notice. The embed notes pages need to be designed better for easier understanding of where people are and what they need to do. Anything else?
I just got an error message because I think I tried to go into the breakout session room and it said, you know, access denied because I'm not uploaded. My email doesn't have access to that room, which is probably the correct error message because I'm not part of that room. But I'm just wondering, you know, if that's going to happen to people who, didn't get added to the list that really should have been on the list for a certain room. I had no problem accessing the draft room, and I'm in there now. And that's one thing, Liz. And then are we doing a dry run on the day before in Kiko to test things?
Yeah, we should definitely have a dress rehearsal, I think, for some of these issues, probably more than the day before. So
I think there's a pre-con set.
The pre-con is for room parents.
yeah, we'll do, I'll get a broader one up there for us to run through.
And Tanya, if you don't have access to a room you think you should, I would suggest you DM Lucas in Slack, because he is restricting permission before the event. So attendees cannot access the main event page.
That makes sense.
But if you want to DM him and just tell him you need access now, I don't know, maybe he missed you. I'm not really sure, but.
No, I'm not supposed to be in that room. So I got the right error message. I was just bringing it up as this might be a challenge, you know, moving forward if people aren't on the right list, but the draft room worked fine.
Okay.
So can it be a nicer error message that helps people know what they did wrong?
Come back on the 9th.
Or who to contact, right? Like who to contact if they get an error message, maybe just a email contact or something like that.
Yep, that's great. Okay. What else?
So I just went to my link at the top of the running order for my room, and it's different than what Kate you sent out. I can send it to everybody to see what I got. It's not the same
The
landing
link
page.
different for each track. So if you went to yours, you should have gotten the one for your track. I just sent an example one.
Okay, so it doesn't have the HD information branded on my.
No,
Okay.
No, it should be the AOCS branding.
Okay, the one that you sent had the HD at the top.
I am pulling that up. Trying to pull it up. I don't know. My internet is spinning, so I'll look at it. I don't need to hold up the conversation.
Right, yeah. As long as mine's right, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Okay, good. If you're good, I'm good.
Mine's right.
So from a volunteer standpoint, Anne, you said you guys are all covered, no more needed on your end. Melissa, I just need to catch up with all the stuff that you've sent and start sending out all those attendee things. Now that my event is over, I can focus and do that.
Okay. And then let me know when you want to do a video so I can
well, let's look at schedule for tomorrow. We can go ahead and just put that on the calendar and we can record that tomorrow. So how about oh gosh, I can do 10 a.m. Central or 1 p.m. Central.
Not 1 p.m. because that's when I have my interview with the speaker that I'm doing, but I can do 10 a.m. Central is 8 a.m. my time. That's fine.
Okay, perfect. I will shoot.
I'm not going to be on camera, right?
Nope.
Liz, sorry to interrupt. I'm just sharing what the link I had provided. I'm assuming you do want this HD branding on the main page. Is that correct?
So I was going to fix that. I mean, that was on demand. This was created back when I thought all on demand stuff was just going to be there as a library for people to go to, not that we were sharing things directly. So maybe we don't even need to create that on demand page until the day after the event is over and we take the recordings and put them up there. So you won't see that HD branding at all.
Okay. So I think that answers the question, Tracy, hopefully. Okay.
And then if we're going to do, I know you've got a pre-con on Tuesday and we're going to do dress rehearsal on Tuesday, but that's also the day that I need to schedule just a little bit of time for attendees to jump in and play. So let's just make sure that we don't want to overlap that, right? We want the attendees to be in there, not during a pre-con and not during other rehearsals.
Yeah, I was going to see if maybe we could do Friday morning dress rehearsal kind of thing instead of waiting to the last minute, just so we can work any kinks out.
Okay. Because Monday's a holiday, which throws a kink in.
I noticed, which my calendar didn't notice. And then someone declined one of my meetings. It's like, what's wrong with you? It's a holiday. It is? Do we have those now?
Every day's a holiday, Liz.
When you work from home, it's like every day, it's like Groundhog Day.
That's
Get up, go to your desk.
Blur's Day, as I was told, another Blur's Day. All right, what else? What other challenges, concerns?
I have a question. Do I still need to be recorded on video for something? I have no idea what, but I think I volunteered or something. Or is that done?
I don't know.
Tanya, we ended up scrapping it. It's done.
Okay.
What else? I just want the open space and the open time, because if there are concerns, we have 1 week to go get them all resolved, which I think we can do. Yeah, and really for Kiko, right? It's a lot of it is how do we make sure that the participants understand the steps in order for them to not have an experience? Because just like any virtual event tool, they're all different, and you get in there and they're all overwhelming. So how do we make it an experience where they just know 1, 2, 3, rather than coming in at 3 and trying to find 1 and 2?
Liz, actually Kate and Ann, I think you said the room parents are throwing up a slide between sessions. Is that happening? So if I come into that room, there's just some sort of slide and it will give me kind of like, you're in this room, here's what's next.
Yeah, in between the sessions, and I'll see if I can pull it up while we're talking. The room parent is going to have a slide up to talk about transitioning to the next session or staying in the room or going to Central Perk. It'll have the agenda for that track up. Then they'll pull down the slide, do the green room with the incoming speaker, and then depending on timing, they might put the slide back up. I'm not finding the slide really quick, but I know we had shared it at some point, but I can send it to you guys. I'll
It's
find
in the
it.
Google Docs if you're looking
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I know.
Transition folder, I think. Transition slide folder.
Are attendees able to build their agenda ahead of time, like where they want to go and what rooms at what time, or do they?
There
just
isn't
have to
really
go
an
in?
agenda builder. Our Reg tool doesn't have that. So we put out the grid, and we have, like, they can go through session catalog and kind of highlight what they want to go do. But we didn't make an agenda builder per se.
Liz, is there going to be an agenda on the main page so they can see all the options at each time and decide where to go?
Yeah, and that's what I want to do. So not only will we have the whole, right now the downloadable session guide exists. It's on our HD page, it's on the registration page, and it's wherever else I could put it. It's in the daily emails. So people can actually see that grid at a glance that Carrie made, and then it has every single session chronologically. So that guide should be available when they get into Kiko Chat, but then on each room's page, the list of things that are happening in each room, I'm going to make those. So if they're just in and they're just clicking buttons, they're going to see right when they click in one, oh, here's what's going on. Oh, here's what's going on.
Hey, Kate, do you know who my room parent is for my talk show? Because I think I'm more nervous about that one being that it's not a Zoom. And I'm wondering if the room parent is in Zoom and she's going to be the only one that logs onto Crowdcast and people are just watching her Crowdcast. Does that sound right? You're on mute for me, Kate.
Remember which track you're in offhand? I'll look it up. I'll get back to you, Carrie, and I'll find you your room parent.
Those could be those unassigned ones, Kate.
I think we have an assignment for everybody, but I just have to look up the document, Carrie, and I'll find it.
The question was about the Crowdcast one?
Yeah, because I've got to be in Crowdcast launching it. So I can't be in Zoom. I've got to be in Crowdcast. But as the room parent registering and launching Crowdcast after she signs into Zoom, and is a live stream going to play? It's not a recording, it's a live stream within a live stream, I guess.
So this is at 11:20 Central Time. This is yours and Derek's.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's sound only. So it's just, can we pipe the sound in, right?
It's not sound only, but I guess it could be if we need it to be.
Oh, okay. So it's on a Zoom.
It's not a Zoom. It's Crowdcast.
Okay. And is that, sorry, I've never used Crowdcast, so.
It's okay.
I was
That's why I'm
thinking-
concerned.
So it's like a live stream basically in a browser?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
is that how you see it?
So Gary, I'll find the right name and share it with you, but we do have between your Crowdcast, we were going to make sure that we got, you aligned with your room producer or room parent on that. The one-on-one hot seat, the podcast style with no video, the panel and the round table. We're going to pay extra attention to those to make sure that they have, the speaker and the room parent are comfortable what they need to do. So I will get back to you. I don't want to misquote because I've also already given one person the wrong room parent name today because I looked it up too quickly. But then I do have a question, and we can take it offline if we need to, but is Juliet Tripp really doing Facebook Live all day?
No, that's
No,
been canceled.
Okay.
Aw.
Okay.
Is there any Facebook Live she's doing at all or no?
No, she's moving house. She's in the middle of stuff, so she can't do it anymore.
Okay. All right.
What was Liz, what was the intention for that? Because if we have people watching Facebook Live all day, was it just to drive people to the event?
Well, I didn't bring that one in. I saw it on the agenda, but the way I understood it was she was going to like pull people in and interview them throughout the day about how it went and what the sessions were like. But I don't know, because that's what I was going to do if I was going to run one. But Nicole and I have other sessions, but we could just do an HD Facebook Live and pull people in. And yeah, it's just to draw more people in on the day of, which is, hey, this thing is going on right now. There's still 12 hours of content ahead of you. And while we are waiting, let's talk a little bit about it and then go register. You can still get in on the action kind of thing. That'd be my vision. What else? What are you nervous about? Everybody looks nervous.
I have a question.
Okay.
You said daily emails. Are attendees getting daily emails? Because I haven't seen them.
No, attendees have been getting just a couple here and there. There's another one that will be going out today, but I was kind of like, I didn't want to send too many dailies for the currently registered ones because there just haven't been that many currently registered. I was doing daily blasts to the HD list because that has a broader reach for kind of the daily thing. And we get,
I've been definitely seeing the ones if you're not registered, but I don't know, maybe I'm missing. I haven't seen
I think there's been 2 to registered attendees so far.
No, I've not seen anything. And is that because I volunteered or?
Did you register?
I did. Yeah. And I have a confirmation.
Well, keep an eye out today. Let me know if you don't see it because another one's going out this afternoon. Let me know because maybe I think we sent them pretty early on so maybe you just hadn't registered yet at that point. I don't know.
Okay.
But
The
definitely
ones you're sending out through HD is like the one for Scotland and then it has Age of Conversation. Okay.
Yeah, that's the HD blast. Yeah.
I got the one for Scotland.
Me too.
So
that's that's different.
That's different. That's on you're on the HD email list.
Right.
That's where that one came from.
Okay.
The attendee one today is so people can sign up for resume reviews and tarot card readings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fun.
I blasted that out on my social media saying it's worth the $20 just to get your resume reviewed. So
True.
hopefully that gets some interest.
No kidding. Or to get your cards read. Want to know the future? Want to know when you're getting that job? Join and let Kat tell you.
You know, that's a good point though. Let's also, Liz, add those 2 things, not the sign up, the fact that we have them and the HD emails too. So
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I featured Kelsey in today's that talked about the resume reviews, but I haven't.
Yeah, I'm still not getting those.
Yeah, I'll forward that.
Okay, so good, you did that.
The video was very cute with Juliet today, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Really good video.
She's fun. She's a blast. All the speakers that I've talked to so far have been really awesome. I got to get the haircut. I haven't set up my time with him for tomorrow yet. I don't know if I want him to see me without, my hair all done. Celebrity stylist to tell you how to dye your hair at home. All right. Well, it sounds like, again, logistically, with the exception of user experience and communications and audience acquisition, things are pretty well lined up. So you guys are still going on the training piece. Everybody will get all trained up. And then I will send out look this afternoon for the next attendee email. And please drop me a line if you don't see it come out probably before 5 o'clock today, Central Time. And then we can troubleshoot that. But they should be coming from Splash. So keep an eye out for those attendee emails.
Hey, Liz, is this our last call ever?
No, we'll still have a Monday one. Oh, you're right, because it's a holiday. Well, that's a good point. Then, okay, I guess so.
It's still on the calendar for next Wednesday, which is the day of the event.
Yeah, I'll pull that one off. Again, I just discovered that Monday was a holiday, like today, so I'll work through that. Yeah, incredible. Okay, well then let's have a moment of celebration for what we've accomplished in 5 weeks. This is absolutely incredible. Now just keep sharing with your networks and get a few more people to join us, and we're going to have a big party. So thank you. Thank you for all your work and time and effort, and this is going to be incredible. Please let me know what other challenges that you're coming across, and I will put in our dress rehearsal for Friday morning. If you can join, great. Otherwise, I will also live stream that one just so everyone can see, like, full behind the scenes. This is how this thing is coming together, and we will share it. Corinne, you were having a question for us.
Sorry, I was hiding on and off all morning. Are we doing a post-con?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. We should definitely plan for that. Maybe for Thursday.
Okay, cool. Yay.
Awesome. Well, thanks team. Have a great rest of your day and we'll see you in Slack.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.